Stuka Joe here, and you're watching No Enemies Here, the Wargaming News, with Maestro Dan Pancaldi.
Decision Games, World at War magazine number 59, the Luzon campaign. In this magazine, the game is solitaire. Each turn takes 1 week. After that, each turn represents 1 month. The scale of the map is 6.75 miles per hex, that's 11 kilometers, a 22 by 34 inch paper map, and 228 counters. Strategy and Tactics, number 310, American Civil War. In this magazine game, the components are 1 22 by 34 inch map and 280 counters. Modern War magazine, number 35, Mike Force, solitaire game covering U.S. Special Forces in South Vietnam. The components, a 22 by 34 inch map and 176 counters. Hollenspiele, the Great Heathen Army. This is the 4th game in the Shields and Swords 2 series, the first being the GRUNWALD Swords, the second one House of Normandy, and the third one Battle on the Ice. This game is also the largest, with more scenarios than the previous 3 games combined. This is a design by Tom Russell. The map art is Ania B. Ziolkowska. The unit illustration is Gonzalo Santa Cruz. The duration of the game is 90 minutes and it solos very well. Components, you get 3 22 by 17 inch maps, I'm assuming they're paper, 176 5/8 inch counters, rulebook, a battle book, and 1 8-sided die. Udo Greb game designs. Fortress Sevastopol, the German assault on the Crimean Peninsula. This is number 8 in the Command and Strategy series. The game is designed by Christian Diedler, developed by Udo Greb and Detlef Borkert. I hope I pronounced your name right. The counter art is Andreas Bertram and Dirk Blech. Map graphics are Dirk Blech and Nina Zukowski. The editor is Hans Korting, and the cover art is Nina Zukowski. High Flying Dice, Land of Confusion 2, The Battle for Lundberg Heath, 1985. This is a game designed by Paul Rohrbrough, development by Lisa Rohrbrough, graphics Ilya Kudryashov. What we get in this game is 2 11 by 17 inch maps, 112 double-sided units, 1 player aid, and 1 rulebook. Gone to Pieces, The Battle for Benguia, December 28th, 1964 to January 1st, 1965. Game design, Paul Rohrbrough, and graphics, Ilya Kudryashov. The components, 1 11 by 17 inch paper map, 120 double-sided units, 1 player aid, and 1 8-page rulebook. A recent release, not a new release, Revolution Games, Hitler Strikes North, the 1940 invasion of Norway. This is a remake and a facelift of a classic game from the 1980s by Quarterdeck Games. The game designed by Jack Green. The components, 2 22 by 17 inch maps, 6 player aids, 216 die-cut blank pieces, 24-page rulebook, and a Ziploc bag. Strategemata has a game out called Festung Breslau 1945. This is a 2-player game by, and I'm gonna butcher this guy's name, Adam Neichweich. Przepraszam. This game contains 1 board 48 by 68 centimeters, a set of 308 mounting counters, rulebook that is 12 pages, a scenario card, and 1 6-sided die. Gameplay time is 6 hours. Compass Games, Korea, Fire and Ice. This is the first game in a new system called Operational Scale System. This system will cover large-scale combat from World War II into the modern era. The scale for the system will be 10 miles a hex and weekly turns, with divisions as the primary maneuver unit. On a 10-point scale system, complexity is 6, solitaire suitability is 8, time scale is 1 week per turn, map scale is 10 miles a hex, 1 to 4 players, playing time is 2 to 60 hours, designer is Adam Starkweather, and the artist is Ilya Kudryashov. What we get in the box is 1 rulebook, 1 scenario book, 3 22 by 34 inch maps, 5 displays and charts, 2 9/16 counter sheets, 4 dice, and a game box. Canvas Temple Publishing, Blitzkrieg in the West, the German campaign in Western Europe, 1940. This is a Joseph Miranda game developed by Ty Bomba and produced by John Compton. This is a 2-player game. The map spans Western Europe from the Rhineland to the Bay of Biscay. Each map hex is 20 kilometers across, and each turn represents 1 week of operations. Mechanized units are division level, while infantry are corps. DVG Warfighter, the World War II Pacific Combat card game. It's live right now on Kickstarter. This is a 1 to 6 player card game. You can play cooperatively against the system to complete World War II squad level combat missions. Warfighter missions take about 60 to 90 minutes to play. Legion War Games, Blenheim 1704, SHS Series Volume 1. This is a game designed by Steve Pohl. The map, which uses the SHS, which stands for the 7 hex system, is divided into areas comprising of 7 hexes. This enables the player to adopt various positions within an area to reflect different tactical formations. The map design is by Newt Grunitz and Randy Lane. In this game we get 1 22 by 34 inch paper map, 176.6 inch units and markers, a rulebook, and 2 player aids. GMT Barbarossa, Army Group North 1941. This is the 4th game of the East Front series. The designer is Vance von Bories, developed by Tony Curtis. Art direction is by Roger B. McGowan. Map art is Joe Yost, and the counters are by Roger B. McGowan and Mark Simonich. What we get in the box is 5 22 by 34 inch maps, plus 2 17 by 22 inch maps, 980 counters, a rulebook, a playbook, player aid cards, and 1 10-sided die. Stats for the game: time scale is 2 days, map scale 5 miles per hex, ground unit scale is division and regiment, air unit scale is 40 to 80 aircraft per counter, and number of players is 1 to 4. Complexity is high and solitaire suitability is high. Continuing the same series is Army Group Center 1941 2nd edition. The designer again is Vance von Bories. The developer is Tony Curtis and Dick Bollers. The art direction is by Roger B. McGowan. Counters are by Roger B. McGowan and Gene Billingsley. What we get in this box is 4 22 by 34 inch maps, plus 1 22 by 8.5 inch map. We have 1,120 half-inch counters, a rulebook, a playbook, 3 scenario cards, and player aid cards. The stats for this game: time scale is 2 days per turn, map scale is 5 miles per hex, ground unit scale is division and regiment, air unit scale 40 to 80 aircraft per counter, and the number of players is 1 to 4. Complexity is high, solo suitability is high. Well, if we have north and center, we gotta have south. So this is a reprint of the strategic Barbarossa Army Group South 1941. The designer is Vance von Bories. The developer is Gene Billingsley and Tony Curtis. Art direction is by Roger B. McGowan. Map art is Joe Yost. Counters are by Roger B. McGowan. Fort Sumter A Mark Herman game is a two-player card-driven game portraying the 1860 secession crisis that led to the bombardment of Fort Sumter and the American Civil War. This is a small footprint game, and there's an 11 by 17 inch mountain map that takes approximately 25 to 40 minutes to play. The game pits the Unionist against the Secessionist, with each player using the area control mechanic pioneered in We the People and immortalized in Twilight Struggle to place, move, and remove political capital. Mark Herman's game comes with one 11 by 17 mounted map board, 50 wooden political tokens, 52 cards, wooden round and scoring markers, and a rulebook with historical commentary. Complexity is low, and solitaire suitability is low. This is what's up at Kevin's Big Board Gaming. He's checking out Autumn for Barbarossa. This is a Special Ops MMP magazine. Also James Day's MBT with some expansion modules. He's also giving his thoughts on Combat Infantry by Columbia Games and Ukraine 44, a playthrough of the first 4 to 5 turns. The Player's Aid are reviewing 1918 Death on the Rails from 2D6EE games. Marco Wargamer is doing Attack of the 50-Foot Colossi, a design by Herman Lettman. The Gimpy Gamer is continuing Legion Wargames Target for Today Part 2, and he's also doing Gimpy's Game Giveaway. Check his site. Callendale is doing Richard Berg's GMT game Arquebus, Men of Iron, The Battles for Northern Italy 1495 to 1544. Here he's playthroughing the scenarios for Marignano, Bicocca, and Pavia. Also finishing off with Ceresole and a review of Arquebus. And he has something called Packing It In Tips and Tricks. Over at Counterattack, Russ Gifford is continuing his ASL Advanced Squad Leader training. GG of the Geek Gamers is doing an urgent unboxing of an old Avalon Hill game called Freedom in the Galaxy. Gilbert Collins is taking a quick look at Shiloh from Decision Games. He's also taking a look at Shenandoah Studio computer version of Eric Lee Smith's Battle Hymn Volume 1, Gettysburg. Joel Clifford Faust, he will be giving away, once he gets his 500 subscribers, a Salvasta GMT game, Unconditional Surrender. Jeff McAleer, The Gaming Gang, he's featuring his War Game Wednesdays, and the game he is checking out is an old Avalon Hill game called Flight Leader. The Chief of Bonding with Board Games is reviewing the Great War D-Tank expansion. This is a adaptation of Richard Borg's Command and Colors game system in a World War I setting. Jonathan Townsend, he's setting up a game of Battle Lines, the Stalingrad Campaign, an old card game by Jeff Billings. for this section here, I'm going to scour the net and find wargaming conventions and bring you the dates, where they're taking place, the names of the conventions, and I might need a little bit of help. I might be missing some stuff I can't see there on the net. So if you want to send me your cons, and they better be wargaming cons, because if there's something like My Little Pony Con, forget it, or you understand? So send the information to noenemieshere@videotron.ca, and if it's a wargaming con, I'm gonna put it up. Ciao, baby. On BGG, in the wargaming post, a user by the name of Whiff Wendell wrote that there's going to be a Steve Con in West Dover, Southern Vermont on Memorial Day weekend. Starts Friday, May 25th and continues Saturday and Sunday. You can get more information on bigbearslodge@gmail.com. That's bigbearslodge@gmail.com. The Consim World Expo happening 2018, June 23rd to June 30th. This is happening in Tempe, Arizona at the Tempe Mission Palms. View the website for more detailed information. GMT Weekend at the Warehouse, April 26th to 29th, 2018. This is going to be happening in Hanford, California. Designers who are going to be there: Ananda Gupta, Volker Runke, Harold Buchanan, Jerry White, Mike Bertuccelli, Mark Asthead, and many more. The Board Game Players Association is featuring their World Wargaming Championship in Pennsylvania, July 21st to the 29th, 2018. San Diego Historical Gaming Convention, November 9th till the 11th, 2018. Who's going to be there? Volker Runke, the godfather of CDG, Mark Herman, Harold Buchanan, Gene Billingsley, Jeff Grossman, and many more. Advance After Combat has a new podcast. They discuss, amongst many other things, the Operational Combat series, and At Any Cost, the Battle of Metz by GMT. The Grogcast have an interview with designer Brian Train, designer of games such as Colonial Twilight, the French-Algerian War 1954-1962, Andartes, the Greek Civil War 1947 to 1949, Winter Thunder, the Battle of the Bulge. They also discuss Chile 73, A Distant Plain, the Schelt Campaign, and other games. Harold Buchanan of Harold on Games has an interview with coin designer Volker Runke. War Games to Go conclude the Korean War by Victory Games. Robert Orrin is doing his War and Pieces segment. He's giving you his thoughts on Hold the Line, the American Revolution, and an old Avalon Hill game, Africa Corp. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. Adios.